Hello, hello. Thanks all for being there. So my name is Jonathan. I'm from Belfius, which is a Belgian bank for those who don't know, and I wouldn't blame you if you don't know. And today, actually, I brought two amazing guys with me. Steph, who is the product owner of our mobile banking app, and Laurent, who is designing all the journeys, customer journeys and stuff. And basically, the way we split the roles is I tell them what I want, and they make it happen. So that's also a bit what happened with the presentation. And actually, the topic we want to bring to you guys is how we are transforming the digital banking experience we offer with Belfius. And I brought a bit of a teaser because actually the thing we're going to try to present you in 30 minutes, we actually launched last weekend. And so it's a bit of a teaser of the marketing campaign that's running today in Belgium. So you get a bit an idea of where it's going, and then we're going to sort of try to explain how we get there. So for those whose French is a bit rusty, so what we actually try to develop is what we call our personal assistant, our banking assistant, which allows our customers to be more in control of their own finances, to ask their questions and so on. So we're going to explain the story of how we got there, because the story actually started in 2011, and that's also a bit where my story with Belfius started. And as you can see on the screen, the mobile banking app, as we know it, it went through quite some evolutions. If you take a look not only at the devices, but on what's on it, sort of the digital experience quite drastically changed over the last couple of years. And also the adoption of it changed quite dramatically. You should know that in the beginning, when we launched the app, we didn't got an approval of our management board. So we kind of snuck it under the table, and we took some budget of other projects to launch the app. But we needed to report at some way that we did a new channel, and it was in the beginning, it was a 5K user, then 10K, 20K, and then when it reached like 100,000 users, we had to go to the CEO and sort of tell him we did something that wasn't allowed. And today, it actually grew into more than 2.2 million users of our app. They use our mobile banking app also on a daily basis. So we have on average, I think, 38 logins each month. So it means that customers are coming more than daily to our app. And if you take a look at your phone, I think apart from some productivity apps like your email or your social and then et cetera, there's not a lot of apps, especially utility apps, that you use on a daily basis. And so I think it's around 85% of our customers that are now active on our mobile banking app, which it's quite significant for a company like ours. And basically, it also gave us a sort of a problem, because if you know, everyone wants new features in the app and new services, and so we had marketings coming like, can we do this or can we do that? And so we added quite a lot of features in the app. I mean, it started out with only daily banking thing, but then we added Rebel, which is our brokerage platform, so you can buy ETFs and stocks and so on. We did beyond banking activities, so you can pay for your parking through the app. You can do some utility stuff. We also do direct insurance, so we offer home insurance and car insurance. So everything started piling into the app, and I might say polluting a bit the experience, because it's really a lot that's in it. And to give some sort of an anecdote, each year we do a sort of satisfaction survey of the app. And one of the questions is, what are you missing today in your digital banking experience? What features would you like to have added to the app? And it's about 70% of the features that people want that actually already exist in the app, which is quite annoying. And it's also, it shows that instead of always reinventing new features, new flows and new stuff, one of the main things we start to see as a real need is we need to show the customers the right feature and precisely when they need it. And whilst we were having those reflections, of course, in the outside world, there were also some technological evolutions. And I think, yeah, with the launch of everything that's generative AI, etc., it opened up a completely different world and a completely different playing field. And I think one of the most fascinating things to me was the adoption of conversational technology. And again, I refer back to our app. We did about 6 years for it to reach 1 million users. If you compare it, and I'm of course not talking about the same global scale because we're only active in Belgium, but if you see the time it took Facebook or Spotify to get to 1 million, but if you then look at the last one, it only took 5 days. And so to us, it proved something that the whole conversational evolution and that people were speaking or typing rather than navigating and searching, we saw it really as an evolution we needed to dig into.
And then we got to the point where Jonathan started bossing us around. And it raised some key questions for us. The first one being, how can we leverage these new AI capabilities in our banking context? How can we personalize our app? As we mentioned, we have a lot of features. How can we personalize those for our different customer needs? And how can we truly elevate the Belfius banking experience of tomorrow? We ourselves had a functional chatbot. However, how could we make this genuinely intelligent? To do this, we started a conceptual exercise around 3 foundational pillars. The first one being proactivity. Again, talking about those features, how do we make sure that we show the right feature at the right time? Secondly, personalization. 2.2 million users, different age categories, different types of wealth, different needs. And thirdly, multimodality. How do we make sure that our app is as usable as possible, not only in terms of usability, but also in terms of when people can actually use it, not only through chat, but also through UI and through voice. To make this a bit more tangible, we started looking at some real-world examples, some things that we know all of our clients go through almost on or throughout their journey with Belfius, like booking a trip, buying a house, which is especially for the Belgian market one of the big reasons why people select a specific bank. And thirdly, investment reporting. People start investing earlier and earlier, but it's such a difficult matter. How can we make it easy and easy for people to step into? So we start looking at how can the personal assistant help these people throughout their journey? How can we help them prepare them for their trip? Which type of assistant might we be able to provide during the trip, and which value can we bring when they are back from the trip and they want to report on it? So for the preparation part, why not ask just that? So how should I prepare for my upcoming Japan trip? And then we can see that it could say stuff like, Japan hasn't quite adopted the digital payment first strategy, so you might want to order some cash. Or perhaps we should help you calculate your trip costs, or increase your credit card limits and ensure that it's actually working outside of Belgium. And why not activate your eSIM, or perhaps even pause some subscriptions of which we know that you're not going to use them while you're abroad. During your trip, we can tap into things like insurances to say, does my car insurance actually cover rental cars in Japan, for example? Or you could ask questions like leading you to one of the nearest ATMs to get your Japanese yen. And finally, you're back from your trip. You want us to report on it a little bit. So hey, Belfius can give you a breakdown of your trip, tell you how much you spent in total, but also dig deep into the different categories and see which were your biggest expenses while you were there.
So I guess that you get the point right now and the direction where we are going to. We have those bright ideas. We have the orders from Jonathan to do what we need to do, but we still need to make it into a reality for tomorrow. And that's actually where Miro comes into the play. I skipped a slide, I think. Oh, sorry. Yes. So what is truly remarkable for us is how Miro actually interacts and how easy it is to set it all up, because we have all those ideas, but we need to be honest, in the beginning, we didn't really have a plan. there was no need for us to already have a tool where you need to have like a predefined structure or a clear process, because all those things, they weren't just available for us. They came along the way, and that's actually what was super powerful in working with Miro, that we also just didn't need it. On the other hand, you also see the versatility of Miro, whether it's in the pure ideation or the facilitation to get the ideas right on paper. When looking further into the project, it further evolves more into orchestration and making sure that you can start somewhere to go deeper into it, but also purely to see it more as some documentation and finding back the key deliverables. You can do that all in one tool, in one place, so no juggling between tools, and that is super useful for us. To give you a little bit of an idea on what kind of roles Miro actually played, when we have the bright ideas, Miro was for us more a thing like a battlefield, where you see that all the ideas are coming in there, good ideas, some darlings that we need to kill, and we complement it with all the trend reports, product launches, TLDRs that we see. We put it all in one board, and we also started to using it really as our project management tool to manage our backlog and get the right priorities. As we evolved together with the project, you saw that Miro became more and more our centralized hub. Every deep dive on a topic that we need to take, that started in Miro. So we just make sure that we can do the rough sketch over there, are all aligned on where we need to go to, and then when we need to move to the polished version, we go to the specialized tools, but we always rely back to where it all started in Miro. And then when we are looking to all our boards right now and to the decisions that we want to take, to iterations that we want to have, we truly see Miro also as our memory, because the key thing over here is that you can see the entire process on how you came to certain decisions, and you find back the right deliverables right away in your board. And that really helps to make sure that everyone is also aligned on the team, because Jonathan is not only saying to Laurent and me what we need to do. We have a team of 70 people who is working on there, and we all get them on the same track thanks to Miro. We of course don't do this all ourselves. We truly appreciate the features that we can use thanks to Miro, because the AI features and the sidekicks, they made it possible for us to be way more efficient and really focus on what we want to focus. So to give you an example on that, yes, this is what I want to show. One of the things that we often use is the whole prototyping thing. So when we want to translate the concepts that we have and we want to make sure that we can validate it and get it to the customers or to potential customers already, we use the prototyping tool in Miro, and then we of course still customize it a little bit, but you get it so quickly, and it really helps us to move further, because we bring that to a rough draft where when we go to the usability labs and we do the research on it, we really make sure that everything is put together in Miro. You have the transcripts of the research that we do and the usability labs that we have. You have the findings of the researchers themselves, and then we summarize it, of course, with the AI features of Miro, and we put the key findings in Miro slides so everyone can find it back, and they clearly know the structure, how to actually do it. And that's just a way of working that really fits on how we move further with that project. Can also show an example of the sidekicks, because our conversational designers, they developed, for example, the tone of voice sidekick, and how we are using that is actually we are looking to existing conversations, and then we have the complete tone of voice style guide put into the sidekick. We check when there are small adjustments done on what it actually would bring, and then depending on the use case, we can make sure that or we just get some tips and tricks on how it would look like. But sometimes we take it even more extreme, and when it's really powerful, we directly apply it, like you can see it or on the demo, to the new flowchart where the tone of voice is applied. So that's how the conversational designers are already using it right now, and that makes sure that we don't need to develop all those things up front, but we can directly see it. So that is super powerful for us. A lot of features that we use, but it was still, to be where we are right now, something of blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm just going to show you a small teaser, which is more than the marketing campaign, but so you can already get a glimpse on this is what our smart banking assistant, our Hey Belfius, actually is. We launched it, or we did a soft launch already in April. Like Jonathan is saying, the marketing campaign only started last weekend. But the first insights for us are super promising. As you can see that we already had more than 255,000 conversations. You can see that the bot is performing very good because it's not only customers that are finding it, but they also stay in there and they have conversations with Hey Belfius only without the need to get a handover to a human who can really help you further with your question. And you can also see that there's already a decrease in the number of calls that we have to our normal branches that were manually all answering those questions. Those are some numbers, but we can also show you on how it's actually working.
Yes, so let's look at some of the ways that our customers already love using Hey Belfius. The first one being smart responses to everyday banking answers, to everyday banking questions. And the way this works is that we have a centralized knowledge hub, which is fed by information by product teams, by marketing teams, and even by business teams to make sure that we have all the latest up-to-date information. But it also allows us to be very flexible and to act very quickly on new trends or questions that we see we are currently not able to respond to. So we can just add that data into the knowledge hub, and then we can make sure that in the future our customers can be helped with those questions. A quick demo video of what that looks like. So you can see a person is asking one of the questions to a Belfius, like, what's the difference between a debit and a credit card, which might not be as straightforward as you might think, or as some people might think. And you can see that their answer is split into 3 different sections. First, we have an acknowledgement, which ensures the customer that their question they asked is actually understood well by the Hey Belfius, and that they will receive an answer to their question. Then we have, of course, the body of our response. And finally, we try to follow it up with a few different suggestions, which can either allow the customer to deep dive into the topic or to explore some of the other some other elements which might be familiar to the topic or might be relevant as well. So in this case, for example, afterwards we suggested showing the different kinds of credit cards that Belfius actually offers. And you can see that we have those suggestions at the bottom, so the customer does not actually have to type the type of suggestion that they want to dig into, but they can just tap it and it's very quickly for them to do so. However, we cannot just give them this information. We can immediately allow them to act upon it. So they ask this information about a credit card. Why not allow them to immediately order this new credit card straight from the Hey Belfius to an end-to-end experience? So you can see they're picking the right credit card for them. It's all being set up. We have, of course, a summary given how sensitive this AI interactions can still be. But they cannot just order it. They can also immediately say, I'm going to buy a bike today. I have to increase my limit. Single prompt, we know which credit card they are talking about. We know the amount. They can just confirm, and it's happened immediately. And why is this important? Banking terms and banking in general can be very complicated for some people. So it's important for them to be able to explain their issues or their problems in their own words. and they don't need to to look for the specific screen in the app anymore. They can just express themselves, say what they need to do, and hey, Belfius will make sure that we have the right answer for them, or they can immediately perform their action exactly when they need to. Another example of making these things even simpler for customers and allowing them to, or giving them the exact information that they are looking for, is dynamic querying, perhaps our strongest feature that we have just yet. And Jonathan will tell you all about it.
Thank you. Yeah, I think they left the most exciting demo for me, so I'm quite happy about that. Actually, what we wanted to develop is something where, as a customer, I can ask exactly the questions on my own transactional behavior that I want. And that gives me insights into my shopping spend and where do I spend it the most. But also, the idea is not only that it's sort of used like for a gimmick, the idea is also to be a sort of productivity boost, because how often you're not checking like, did I pay this invoice or did I pay my internet bill of last month? Actually, the kind of behavior we're trying to bring to a customer, it is as from right now, we can just ask the question. And so it goes from the gimmick stuff, so you can ask how much did I spend on Padel last year, and it will give you a breakdown of what you spent on rackets, but also on courts and balls and whatever and so on. But you can also just ask, did I get a reimbursement of my medical bills? And so we developed it in that way. That not only you get an answer, but also you can drill down into it, and you can use some graphs and some other things to make sure we have the right representation of what it might look like. But of course, we don't want it just to end with transactions. I think what we are pushing for right now is to extend the amount of topics where you can question on it, and it starts with, for example, insurance. Where a lot of people, they have questions on, am I covered for this or that, or is it something I need to put an add-on to? One of the bots we didn't demo today is the one that allows customers to file a claim. So when they had an incident, when they had something going wrong in their house or with their car, so they can basically do the entire claim registration part already automatically. And we're pushing it that far is that in the near future, you will get immediate reimbursements for the more easier ones. If, for example, you just got a small dent in your car and it's going to cost about €1,000 or something to replace it, it will be with an instant payment on your account, so you can just go to the nearest shop to get your car fixed. And the other area where we want to evolve to, and where we might be tomorrow if I continue to push these guys and they continue to do exactly as I say. No, they're more clever than me. So I just give you an idea. Is with everything that's regard to investments, because I think today, and it's one of the missions we have at Belfius, is that still in Belgium a lot of people are not investing because of the complexity of it. And I think we are all aware of what inflation is doing right now, not only in Belgium, but I think in the rest of Europe and the rest of the world. And so I think quite a lot of people, I know quite a lot of people are losing money and spending power because of that. And we believe that the technology we have in hand and the technology we demoed, we can also use it to make investing more easy and more explainable. And so we just, to conclude the session, we made a small demo of what we think it could look like tomorrow, and where we are working right now very hard to get it in production as quickly as possible.
Hey, Belfius. Talk me about the details of my portfolio.
Welcome to your exclusive monthly portfolio update. Your investments have delivered strong results, gaining 2.3% and surpassing the market by 1.2%. Shall we explore the details now, or would you prefer to revisit them at your convenience?
So I think that's a bit what we are working on, and as you see, it's not only the scope, it's also what Laurent said in the beginning, the multimodality of it. So because today we are, and you see it in a lot of assistants, is that we believe that when a customer asks a question, he wants to continue to it for the entire duration of the customer. I think what we are experimenting with is, can we queue something for when you're in your car driving back from work, and then you have the time to have a more in-depth conversation. I think all these kind of small integrations, we are of course envisioning them and trying to develop them. And I think the things we are seeing here, we aim them to be by the end of this year, by the beginning of next year into production. So I think that's a bit an inside vision of what we're looking at and how we're trying to achieve these things with the help from a little friend, as was mentioned in the presentation. So thank you.